Hello, I'm Angela Kirby and I'm going to do a little bit of art therapy for myself. I am wanting to do some drawing, and I just thought it was time to just do some very simple, basic, getting out of my head so that I'm not over analysing anything, not getting caught up in any emotional maelstrom that might be overtaken whatever's been going on. I'm not feeling too bad. The energies around me today are feeling quite good, but sometimes it can be very intense, as it can be for all of us. So what I'm going to do is just very gently begin to take a big deep breath in and letting it go. Just gently breathing in and out. Because I actually do a lot of meditation, it doesn't take me that long to get into a deeper state where I can actually get more into the right side of the brain and begin to really let go and trust. Okay. The energies around me right now have definitely very, very, very quiet and calm. The ticking clock and the jet off in the distance has become a little bit more noticeable. I've got a diffuser going in next door. I can just gently hear that. And so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to put this down. And I'm not going to do any writing right now, but what I will do is I've just got some chalk pastels here, and I'll just show you this big pile, several piles of them. They used to look perfect, but we don't do perfect here. And I've got a big piece of paper right here, right in front of me. This is quite a large piece of paper. Let me show you. So you don't actually have to use a large piece of paper like this, but I choose to use that because it's not restrictive. It allows you to really spread your wings, so to speak, rather than being, contained. But, look, I remember when I first started art school and we had huge pieces of paper and they really scared the living daylights out of me. Whereas give me a small pokey piece of paper, I would have been much more content. But this is about taking courage and moving forward. This work here with the art therapy is not about overanalyzing or thinking, for that matter. But as we move into actually choosing a colour and laying that out on the paper, we can be quite nervous about it. We can feel quite, just having my hand go from here over very gently over to here to choose a colour can be quite alarming. Initially it can be. I've seen people, and I even felt that myself, picking up the pastel or the pencil or whatever it is, can have a person sit there for several minutes. One of the things that I would suggest, because this is not an art class, this is not about performing, this is not about having to have an outcome of anything at all. It is what it is. This is just something that you're going to draw on a piece of paper. I'm going to connect with it, and so I'm going to choose a colour and begin to put it down on the paper. And I don't know what it's going to be, and that's a good thing. This is not about drawing something that needs to be realistic, all right? So I'm feeling that sense of calmness. I've moved on from any nervousness that I was actually feeling. I'll just move that back there. And then I'm actually going to put the camera down here. I'm just going to start to put the colour down. I'm really just moving colour around on the paper. And what happens as we begin to do these sort of things is the movement allows us to be calm. The movement can bring up some emotions, but the constant back and forth or around and round can certainly allow the calming to take place. Already I've gone from being quite in my head and feeling the energies more in my chest and in my belly, relaxing. I've let go of any of the fears that I might have about what is it that I need to be drawing. As I mentioned, this is not about perfectionism. I could quite happily sit here for hours and choose a different colour now for whatever reason. Remember, we're not going to concentrate on what needs to be. I'm just going with what I feel drawn to do. This is not about having the answers. This is about tapping into what it is that you feel drawn to do. I feel like filling in those areas that are blank. I now feel like using the green instead of the blue and going over some colours for whatever reason. Again, I'm just moving this around. This is not about perfection. This is about calming, releasing the arm and the hand. The fingers are an extension of our inner world that needs to be expressed, that needs to be calmed down, or just maybe needs to find some insights and some life direction. Back and forth. Okay, so that's something very simple, as you can see. And I can actually now just move my fingers around to spread the colours out further. Whatever, I mean, your hands are going to get dirty, sure. Great. You can actually go and wash them. Okay, so that's a little bit about art therapy. So it's about tapping into and calming down. It's allowing me to let go and process. It's allowing me to get out of my head and move past any issues that I might be going through. See, it's just colour and shape and movement, and every time I do it, it's something different, and already I feel uplifted. I feel any stimming up that might have been stifling me, I was certainly now shifted on. Okay, so I just thought I'd share that with you. It's pretty simple. I mean, you don't have to have a big piece of paper, but the thing is, with the bigger piece of paper, you can get your arms out and moving. That's the objective, instead of being in this restrictedness. But sometimes it might take us a while to shape shift out of this restrictedness. So be gentle with yourselves as you get used to it. You could do this every day and on a smaller piece of paper, on an A4 piece of paper, or even just with a biro if you had, or a pencil or a lead pencil. To begin with, if you didn't want to use colour, that's okay. It's just one step at a time. All right. Now, if you have any questions, please ask me. I'm happy to share that with you or answer any questions. And also, my book is available, Creating Wisdom and Magic and Life and Love. At some stage, I would like to actually go through the book with you and each of the exercises or the processes. There's 12 processes in there that help us, as well as the mandalas. There's so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin, really. Well, I do sort of, but we'll see where we go. But look, onwards and upwards, as I said, that's quite simple. It's something about nothing, and it actually helps me to feel a lot more calm than where I did maybe a few minutes ago. As I said, daily meditation is something that I always am going to recommend. This is not about something that's to be necessarily hung in the famous museums, although one day it might be. You never know where these things are going to end up. But that's not the outcome or the mean that we're doing this. Your fingers get pretty gippy, but that's okay. And then what happens is you're actually allowing yourself to get into those calming movement. Your fingers are slowly and gently moving around on the paper. That allows you to go into that comforting, soothing way of feeling and being. So all I'm doing is just moving that around like that, very gently. It's very pleasing. It's very soothing for the soul. So what I would do next is put that up on the wall and let that actually speak to me. That's my, instead of going to the doctor and let's rephrase that. If you go to a doctor, you get a prescription for something or other. If you go to a naturopath, you would probably get some medicines and whatever. With this, with the art therapy, you're still going into those areas or whatever is right for you. But with this, in the meantime, while you're in your own home or wherever you are, you've got the ability to be able to draw your own prescription. This is a way of getting into the subconscious. In some stages, you go into the superconsciousness that allows you to be able to really shapeshift some of the deep-held pain and suffering that you might be going through, or where you feel that you might be stuck. It self-organizes. You don't have to go in there and give your body direction. It will automatically go into the healing that needs to take place. All right, so the art therapy is a bit like throwing a pebble into the water. The ongoing rings of the ripples that are spread out over that lake or that large body of water is ongoing. It's perpetual. When you start this journey of the art therapy or the creative, the expressive, it allows you to live more authentically in your life, okay? Because you just start to, this is a trusting, a learning, a coming home to you. It's beautiful work, and it's got nothing to do with being an artist. In fact, maybe you have to learn to unlearn being an artist if you are an artist. But this is about, these are exercises that help us to really tap into who we are authentically. But as I said, it might take a little bit to feel the confidence to actually even, first of all, to even pick up the pencil or the whatever it might be. But if you do a little bit daily, things begin to change. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Any questions, please let me know, and subscribe to my channel, and let's onwards and upwards. Okay, ciao, ciao.